Hello everyone. Welcome to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving. In today's lecture, we will discuss some example questions for non-verbal reasoning based on diagrams. So let us start with question number 1. This question is of series completion. So over here we are given 4 figures, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 and 4 figures, and we have to find what will come in place for the 5th figure. So over here we have 4 elements. Now let us see how these elements are moving. So over here, let us first look at the cross. So this is constant. This will always come. Now let us look at the plus sign. So over here we have plus sign over here and then this. So it moved forward one position. Correct? It moved position. It changed position in a clockwise direction. One position. Then the plus sign is over here. So it moved how many positions? 1 and 2. So it came forward in clockwise direction by 2 positions. Then we have it over here. So 1, 2, 3. Then it moved 4 positions in the clockwise direction. So now it will move 5 positions in the clockwise direction. So 5 positions means 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 positions in clockwise direction because it moved 3. So 4th position will give my plus sign over here. Now let us look at some other element. So this one. This also moved 1 position. Then it moved 1 and 2. 2 positions. Then it moved 1, 2 and 3. It moved 3 positions. So now it will move 4 positions. So 4 position will be 1, 2, 3, 4 back to its original position. Correct? Similarly, multiplication, it moved 1 position. Then it moved 1, 2, 2 positions. Then it moved 1, 2, 3, 3 positions. So now it will move 4 positions. So 1, 2, 3, 4 back to its original position. Similarly for divide also. So this will be our next image, which is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be your correct answer. Okay. Question number 2. We have to select the image out of these that will be fitting over here. That will complete the pattern. So this is also a question of series completion. This is also a question of series completion. So over here, when I look at this pattern, I can first of all, going from the inwards, I can see if I draw a line over here, this will complete my diamond. Similarly, over here, each pattern, each box has something like this. This image. Every box has this image. Right? So I would have to draw this image to complete the pattern. And within this image, we also have this triangle. So here also we'll have a triangle. And now I think my image will be complete. So if I draw something like this, my image will be completed. And this is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be your correct answer. So this was also a question of series completion, but instead of getting your images like this, 1, 2, 3 and 4, you got your images like this, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We had to find the missing image. Okay. Now, question number 3. This is a paper cutting and folding. This is a paper cutting and folding question. So in this question, these type of questions, I told you to remember 2 things. First thing was the direction of paper folding. And the second thing to remember was what? It was the incisions, the cut. Incisions always form a inverse image on opening. So these 2 things I told you to remember. Now let us look at this particular question. Over here, I can see the paper was folded in this direction and then the paper was folded in this direction. Okay. So now if I have to open my paper, these were the cuts that were made, this one and this one. Now when I have to open my paper, it will be opened in this position. Correct? So if I open my paper, it would look something like this. So here we have a huge rectangle. Here's a triangle. So inversely, here also we'll get a triangle. Clear? This is how the paper will look. This is a dotted line because this is still folded upon this line. Clear? This is a dotted line because this is still folded. Now if I open my paper, I'll get an inverse image. So this I'll get over here, this I'll get over here, and this I'll get over here. So my image will look certainly like this. And this is given in option number 3. So option number 3 will be your correct answer to this question. So the placement of triangle, the direction of triangle is very important, as well as the rectangle, the placement of the rectangle. Okay, this is the solution. Now question number 4. This is again a question of mirror image. So mirror and water image. In mirror and water image, what was one thing that I told you to remember always? It was placement of the mirror. You have to very carefully look at where the mirror is placed. So if the mirror is placed here, we'll get an inverted image over here. So my rectangle will remain the same. I'll get the same rectangle, right? Now, this triangle will be inverted and I'll get it over here. So here I'll get a shaded triangle in this direction. So this eliminates option number 3. This is what? This is elimination approach. Correct? Now, over here, this line will be the same. So I'll get a huge diamond over here and this will be inverted. So my triangle, this triangle will look something like this. And this part will be shaded. So my triangle will look something like this. Okay. So this eliminates option number 2. Now, in option number 1 and 4. So I see that this line will come over here and this line will come over here. So in option number 1 and 4, I can see this line coming over here. Correct? But this line is joined over here, which is incorrect. This line should be joined over here, which eliminates option number 1. Correct? So our correct answer will be option number 4. Option number 4 will be the correct mirror image for this particular question. Question number 5. Question number 5. This is a question of dice and cubes. Dice and cubes question. Now, over here 3 different positions of the same dice is shown. So this is the same dice just kept at 3 different angles or 3 different positions. And we have to find the number that is opposite to showing 1. So 1 is over here. We have to find the number that is opposite to 1. We have 1, 5, 6, 5, 4. This is 1, 4 and 2. Okay. So how many numbers do we have on a dice? 6 numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So if numbers are adjacent to each other, can they be opposite each other? No. So numbers are either adjacent to each others or they are opposite to each others. One of the 2 possibilities. This is either and or. Now, over here I can see opposite to 1 we have 5 and 6. So we can eliminate clearly. 1 we have to find out. 5 and 6 is eliminated because they are adjacent to 1. Similarly, 5 and 4 are also adjacent to 1. So 4 is also eliminated. Then if we have 1 here, we have 2 and 4. So 2 and 4 are again adjacent to 1. So they are also eliminated. So we are left with 3. So option number 4, 3 will be the correct answer. This is the only number which has a possibility of facing opposite to 1. Question number 6. This is again a question of dice and cube. Here we are given a unfolded dice. This is a unfolded dice. we have to fold them along the lines. So these lines, these are one face, okay? We have to fold them along the lines to find which of the dice can be formed. So out of these 4 dices, how many dices can be represented, can be used to represent this unfolded dice? Now, let us look over here, 4, 1 and 2. Over here, if you see, we have 1 and 2, okay? And then we have 4. So if this is folded, we have 2 over here, we have 1 over here. If we fold this dice, 4 will certainly come over here. 4 can never be adjacent to 1. On folding, 4 and 1 will always be opposite to each other, right? So we can eliminate A option. Then let us see D, 3, 2 and 6. So over here, if we have 3 and we have 6 and we fold the dice, the next adjacent numbers to 3 or the next adjacent number to 6 will be 4 and 1. 6 and 2 will be opposite to each other. They can never be adjacent to each other if you fold them, right? Because we have 1 in between. So these will be opposite. So option number D is also eliminated. Clear? Now if you look at B, 1, 3 and 6. Upon folding, 1, 3 and 6 can be adjacent to each other. Yes. So this is correct. Then we have 1, 5, 6. Upon folding, 1, 5, 6 can be adjacent to each other. Yes. So this is also correct. So both B and C can be used to represent this particular unfolded dice. So our answer will be option number 3, only B and C. Okay. This will be the correct answer. Now let us move on to question number 7. Question number 7, we are given a Venn diagram and we have to identify the relationship between mother, brothers and daughters. Males, brothers and daughters. So if these are my males, okay, this Venn diagram represents my males. Out of these males, some males will be brothers. Correct? Not everyone has a sister, so some males will be brother. And daughter is a separate category. Can daughter overlap with brothers and males? No, daughters are females. They cannot overlap with males or brothers. So this will be my final representation. That is something like this. And this is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be the correct answer to this question. Clear? Now let us solve 8. How many triangles are present in the given figure? Okay. So let us look at this image. Over this image, I can see if I take this square, how many triangles are formed in this square? 1, 2 and 3. 3 triangles are formed in this square. Similarly, this square and this square also have the same number of triangles. So 3 into 3 gave me 9. Okay. Now over here, this was 1, 2, 3 and this was 1, 2, 3. Now over here, if I look at this rectangle, there are 2. Similarly, over here also we have 2. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 such rectangles where 2 triangles can be formed. So 4 into 2 gives me 8. This is 17. Now, over here, if I look at this image, I have counted the small triangle. But this is one huge triangle. Correct? So I can take this into account as well. This will give me 18. Now, similarly, I can have this as a triangle and this as a triangle. Correct? So this will give me 2 more, that is 20. Now, if I look at this image, so I can see clearly that this and this also forms a triangle. Correct? So plus 2 gives me 22. Now, if I look over here, this also forms a triangle. Correct? So this gives me plus 1, which is 23. So in total, I have 23 triangles, which is option number 4. So option number 4 will be your correct answer. Okay? Now let us move on to question number 9. Question number 9, we have to identify the Venn diagram that best represents these police officers, mothers and females. So if these are my females, correct, out of these females some will be mothers. Not every female is a mother, so out of females subset will be mothers. Now we will have certain police officers, right? We will have certain police officers. Certain police officers will be female. So this represents the portion that certain police officers that are female. Similarly, there will be certain police officers that are mothers as well. So there will be certain police officers that are mothers, that is represented by this section. So I can say that my Venn diagram will look like this: females, mothers and police officers. And this is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be your correct answer. Question number 10 is a question of logical grid. Logical grid, I have told you, we can get 3 into 3 grid, 4 into 4 grid or a 4 into 3 grid. So this one is a 4 into 3 grid where we have 4 rows and 3 columns. We can either have 3 rows and 4 columns as well. Also, I told you that logical grid are either solved horizontally or they are solved vertically. Okay. So in this particular grid, I can see that these numbers are significantly bigger than these numbers. So 48 is so much bigger than 5, 6 and 3. So I can assume that certain operations are being carried on 5, 6 and 3 to get 48. And whenever we see such a huge jump, we assume that we are multiplying. We assume that the operation that is being used is multiplication. Okay, so let me try. Now, if I look over here, I can see that 5 plus 3 into 6 gives me 48. Okay, so I can see that this will be what? This will be 8 into 6 will give me 48. So if this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. The logic is that A plus C into B gives me D. This is D. So the logic is that A plus C into B gives me D. Okay. So this will give me 48. Okay. Now 7, 8. Now let us look at this. Column 3. So this was for column 1. Column 3. 9 plus 1. A plus C into 2. So this should give me 20. So 10 into 2 will give me 20. So the logic follows for column 3 as well. Now let us check for column 2. So for column 2, A plus C will be 7 plus 4 into B will be 8. So this will be how much? 7 plus 4 will give me 11. 11 into 8 will give me 88, which is D. So answer will be option number 3, 88. Clear? This is again a question of paper folding and cutting. Again, two things. First, we have to look at the direction of folding. Second, we have to look at the incisions that are made because they will be inversed. So, first my paper was folded like this and then it was folded like this and then these incisions were made. So, now when I open my paper, it will be opened like this. So, if I open it like this, my incision will look certainly like this. It will look something like this. Correct? And when I open it further, so this was folded like this. So if I open it further in this direction, if I open it, my incisions will look something like this. It will be inverted. So my image will look something like this. Correct? And this is given in option number 3. So option number 3 will be your correct answer. Okay? Now, question number 12. We have to select the figure that will come in the question mark. So over here, let us look at the arrows first. So this first arrow is facing north. Then it is facing what? This is facing northwest. Then west. So if you remember this diagram that we did in following directions, west, east, this was northwest, this was southeast, this was northeast, and this was southwest. So we did this diagram, we discussed this diagram in following directions. Now if you look at the arrow is first at north, then at northwest, then at west, then at southwest. So clearly the arrow will be facing southward. So option number 2 is eliminated. This is elimination approach. Correct? Now, if I look at the cross, I can see this cross is filled. Then it went over here, clockwise direction. Then from here it went over here, clockwise direction, and it again got shaded. Then it went over here. Okay, so now it will go over here and it will be shaded. So arrow is down. This is over here, which is shaded. So shaded arrow eliminates option number 3. Clear? And arrow will be here, which eliminates option number 4 as well. So the correct answer will be option number 1. Okay? Option number 1 will be the correct answer to this question. If you want, we can check for other elements also. If I look at this pentagon, it moves up, gets shaded, it moves side, gets unshaded, then it moves down again, gets shaded. So clearly it will come over here unshaded. Then similarly for the diamond is here shaded, it moved here unshaded, then shaded, then moved here unshaded. So clearly the diamond will be here and it will be shaded. So all the elements are correct in option number 1. So option number 1 will be your correct answer. Okay. Now let us move on to question number 13. Question number 13 is a mirror and water image question. Okay. Mirror and water image. We have to select the correct mirror image of the given figures when the mirror is placed at line AB. So at line AB, this figure is given. So the square will remain same. This we have already discussed. The square remains same. P will come over here inverted. P will come over here inverted. K will come over here inverted. 2 will come over here inverted. So 2 will look something like this. And 9 will also come over here inverted. So based on this information, how many options can we eliminate? I can eliminate option number 3. 9 is different. Similarly, I can eliminate option number 2. How? Because K is not inverted. So option number 2 and 3 are eliminated. Now let us look at this triangle. So this triangle will look something like this, and the lines will look something like this. The lines will also invert. So this is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be your correct answer to this question. Clear? Question number 14. Again a mirror and water image question. So here M and N is the mirror placement. Two things you have to remember. Mirror placement. So square will be as it is. Then this person will look something like this. So the person will invert. This part will be shaded now. And this is shaded. So based on this, how many options can we eliminate? I can eliminate option number 4 and I can eliminate option number 1. So elimination approach. I told you that in your exams you should always follow the elimination approach because it saves your time. 2 options are already eliminated, so half my work is already done. So elimination approach saves you time. So I would suggest you guys to please use this approach while solving questions. Now, this circle will come as it is, and this circle is divided into how many sections? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So same 8 sections the circle will be divided. Now, shading part. So this will not be shaded, then this will be shaded. Similarly, this will not be shaded, then this will be shaded. and this will not be shaded, then this will be shaded. And after 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So over here we actually left 2. So this is shaded, this is shaded, something like this. So this is given in which option? This is given in option number 2. The shading is correct, so option number 2 will be your correct answer. Okay, here you can see the solution, option number 2. So this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.